So what's going on, guys? It's going to be a guide for the new Guild War game mode. To even find the game mode, first of all you're going to need a guild. To make a guild you'll need to be level 250 and you will need to spend 1,000,000 gems. Once you have a guild, you're going to click Guild War up here and then you just create one and join. For the team we're going to be using Gilgamesh, Blast, Dio, Sukuna, Jinwoo, and then obviously Super Lust. You do not need a farm in this team, and the reason for that is because Blast will be using the Plague Bloom Scepter, so you can actually get some money. And you'll see why in a second. It's pretty important, by the way. This is necessary. If you don't have Plague Bloom Scepter, you literally cannot play this game mode. So make sure you have Plague Bloom Scepter and put it on Blast. He's the cheapest unit in the team, and he matters to lead in terms of what artifact he has. For everyone else, Dio, just anything that has the Ancient Trait, you can put that on Dio. It doesn't really matter. We're mainly just using him for a stun every 2 seconds. Gilgamesh, we're going to be using Curse Book so that he can spam his nuke every around 12 seconds. For our Jinwoo, we're going to be running Arcanum Sage Wands. I explained why this is so good on Jinwoo in the Kamish video, but if you know, you know. Definitely you want Arcanum Sage Wands. It's not as necessary as Plague Bloom Scepter, but you still want this. It's very nice to have. For Sukuna, we're going to use Infernal Spine Blade. This will give him burn, so he'll be doing bleed and burn, as well as his normal attacks, which also do a lot of multi-hit. For Super Lust, just the classic Abyssal Frost Aegis, pretty simple. And that's the team, so let's get into game mode. Alright, once you're in you can just pick super fast waves, and the way this works is it's an infinite game mode. All the enemies have hit count HP, which I'm sure you know by now, but basically when you attack them, instead of doing damage, you do how many hits you applied to them. So if a unit has a multi-hit of 2, then he does 2 damage per attack, and then you can get buffs for it. And if you see down here, you can see the upgrade area, which is here. You can buy upgrades, and then the defend area is just in the middle again. The red entrances are where they spawn in, but to start with this game mode you're going to want to instantly teleport here, and I would recommend restarting until you get the plus placements card, because it's an infinite, so if you have to do this at the start of every run it's not too bad, because the runs themselves last a couple hours anyways if you go really far. Although the drop chance is not too bad. Every wave it goes up by 0.05, and it's double of what that is because there's a 100% boost for drop chances. So if it shows like 1%, then it's actually 2%. If it shows 10%, then it's 20%, etc. The strategy is just going to keep retrying the stage until you get your starter card as plus 200,000 yen cap, because as you can see our yen cap is only 100k. So starting off with an extra 200k on that, we can get up to 300k, which allows us to buy a couple more modifiers in the Kamish shop. So I'm going to speed up now until I get the 200k cap, and then we'll start the run. Alright, so as you can see we got it here, and now that we've got it we can just click that and then we can start a run. So the first thing you can do is wait 2 waves, and that will give you enough yen to place down your blast. And as we know, we have Plague Bloom Scepter, so once we place down our blast we will get money. There you go. Place down another one, get more money. I'm going to use more yen cap there, that's quite lucky, but you're basically just going to spam place until you get to your cap of money. And once you get here, go into here quickly, and then these are permanent upgrades, so you can just unlock your buff unit, which will be super. We don't have a farm, but if you have a farm I guess, then you can do that. Kamish is a one-time purchase, so I like to just buy him quickly. So these, yep, I've just got him. You see these upgrades, if you see the plus 5 multi-hit for losing range, or the plus 10 multi-hit for gaining SPA, just choose that. It's very strong. Quickly make sure that your money is maxed out before you go into the Kamish shop. And then you're going to quickly buy as many multiple hit as you can, which will probably be 2. And then we're going to teleport to the defend area. And you can see we're leaking a little bit. If we just quickly place down our blasts, that shouldn't be too bad. The thing with this game mode is you're probably going to want to be placing your blast down a lot. And if some leak, that's fine, we can take care of those in a second. But for now, let's just place all our units next to our super. By the way, Sukuna will be 3 placement because this is a traitless game mode, so Sukuna's 3 placements because his normal placement is 2, and then he has Ancient for another one. Make sure you turn on your Gilgamesh's nuke. Don't turn on these because these don't actually do damage, they just buff Gilgamesh's damage. And because we're doing hit count, we're not doing actual damage, then these are useless. If you see plus 1 multiple hit, that's another priority pick. You definitely want to get lots of those. I'm going to quickly take care of those leaks. As you can see, the leaks from before got taken care of by the Kamish that we bought at the start of the match, so that shows that it's kind of important to make sure you're buying that. And then mainly you're just going to want to pick, and then from here on it's kind of, once we've got our starting setup, you will see also that The bosses, a lot of the bosses do delete your units, so you're going to need to watch out for that. It's quite annoying because most of our units can be killed. Gilgamesh can't, so if you get to the point where you've got a lot of cards that allow you to place multiple placements of each unit, then it's not too bad anymore because you can just get down a bunch of Gilgameshes, and hopefully by then you'll also have a lot of range cards. So then you'll have a lot of range on all your Gilgameshes and you can't die, and you should be a lot more chilling at that point. But for the start, you're going to need to watch out for your units being sold. But mainly, you're just want to be choosing range cards, yen cards, or yen cap cards. If you see +1 multi-hit, you're going to want to choose those. If you see +1 placements, definitely 100% choose those. If you see those are better than any other card. So if you see those, pick them every single time. But mainly, we want yen cap, just so that we can buy these +1 max placement upgrades, and these start costing a lot, so you're going to need a lot of yen cap for these. Probably you're only going to get 1 or 2 of these upgrades because they double in price every single time. If we see they got the +10 multi-hit, but thingy SPA, choose that, that's a good modifier. Something you need to watch out for though, once you choose that modifier, is that your units are going to not be 1 SPA anymore. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you are getting SPA modifiers after that, to just make sure that you don't get overrun because your units aren't 1 SPA anymore. So I'll speed up my run a little bit, and I'll just maybe I'll talk if I get another good card, but apart from that I'll just speed up until I get to a decent wave. We got +1 multi-hit here and the 10 SPA, but I think multi-hit is just way more important, so we're definitely going to choose that. If I was to prioritize them, I would say that +1 placements is number 1. Number 2 is probably both of the cards that give you a lot of multi-hit, but they nerf your range and SPA. And then third would be the +1 multiple hit, and then probably the SPA and range cards. And after that, it's just yen cap. There we go. We got +1 max placement, which is definitely the best modifier. So now we can place down our other Gilgamesh, and you're going to want to remember every single time you get that card, you place down another Gilgamesh to auto their ability to. Another thing to remember is to always place the extra blast, because they will also buff SPA. Another thing to note is at certain points there's going to be bosses that have dash abilities, and that will allow them to get really far past your unit. And when it gets to those points, you're going to want to either follow them if they get too far away, or spam replace your blasts so that they have as many chances to knock them back as possible. But because he got away, I'm just going to take my Sukunas, my blasts, and then my Subaru, and then just follow him back. And if it gets too hard at one point, you might have to just change your setup so that you're placing in the back. That is something that you can do as well, and then obviously you can move to the front later on if it gets easier. But for bosses like this, you are going to try and move back to follow them to make sure you don't just lose. But yeah, definitely make sure you're replacing your blast. They are really annoying because they just keep dashing. And if you get to a point like this where you're leaking a lot, just move all of your units back to this middle part, and then make sure you place your Gilgameshes all down, because they are going to be your main carry, just because they can't die. Makes them very strong. And then obviously remember that you're turning on all of your abilities for each of them every single time you replace them. And then you're just going to want to make sure that your deals are always down and that you keep replacing your blasts if you're leaking. If you realize you're not leaking anymore, then obviously you can chill. But if they're still leaking as you're placing units, just spam your blasts, because it'll just give them lots of opportunities to push back the enemies. But you will probably start chilling at one point, because this is quite a good place to place your units, because it's a lot of curves. So you have a lot of opportunities to hit the enemies. But the downside to this, obviously, is that you're just going to be missing out on attacking them all in their prime locations. So once you clear this out, you're going to want to make sure that you do move back to the middle, because it is a lot better. Even if you just wait to make sure that these die first, or any leaks die first, just so you can move back. But obviously, you know that once you place your blasts down, that they're going to get pushed back anyways. But just make sure you wait for a safe moment, or even if you just move forwards just a little bit just to clear off leaks, you can do that too. And when you get to a certain point where you have a lot of multi-hit, blast basically will be guaranteed every single attack to send back the enemies, and then you can just keep stacking on modifiers. Once you get to the point where you're stacking so many modifiers, it'll be kind of impossible to lose, and that's the point you want to get to. Also, if you start lagging, you can turn off your unit billboards, make sure those are off, and then turn off your unit visibility, and then obviously make sure that enemy effects are off, visual effects are off, damage indicators off, low mode is on. You can turn off your enemy display, just so you can't see the enemy HP, and that will reduce your lag a lot. Like even if you're really far in, there's lots of enemies, lots of units placed down, like that will reduce the lag by a significant amount. And you can see that the units are kind of hard to see now, but it's not impossible. They still have their thingy below them, and it's probably better than lagging, just to have slightly less visible units. But once you have the money to come back here, make sure you buy your extra placements and your extra multiple hit, and then once you've maxed those out or got them to as high as you think you can get them, then obviously you can start buying extra guild points and monarch coins. But mainly this is just going to be trying to get as far as you can for some Jinwoo. I would recommend waiting until you get into at least probably, obviously 50% would be guaranteed, it would be 100% because double drop boost, but that will take a while, so if you don't want to take as long, you could just leave when you get to maybe 30%, because that would be 60, which means it's less. It's better than a 50-50, but it's still not guaranteed, and it's not like it wouldn't take a long time to get to 30%, so it's honestly up to you when you want to leave. Just remember that it's doubled, so right now I've got a 40% drop chance. It's not 7 because of the double drop boost. But that'll probably be the end of this video. I'm assuming you've gotten enough information that you would be able to last a long time by yourself. And yeah, if you like the video, then like and subscribe and comment. And actually, really quickly, let's just gamble a little bit and see if we can get the 14% drop chance Jinwoo. Why not? Just the end of the video? Nope. Okay. Well, goodbye. That's the end of the guide. See ya.